Good morning and welcome to another episode of Josh and Pat. I'm Joshua McCline, joined by Patrick Cassett. And as much as I hate to admit it, the Cowboys are actually good. Yeah, they're actually really good. And while we all assume that Mike McCarthy is not someone who takes feasting on Thanksgiving lightly, what was surprising was the Cowboys, who were 0-3 in their last 3 Thanksgiving games, actually showed up in a big way. I mean, Ferguson was leaping over people. Dalton Schultz had not 1 touchdown, but 2 touchdowns. And CeeDee Lamb was making spectacular one-handed catches. I mean, ridiculous. Odell's allegedly meeting with both the Giants and the Cowboys, and after that game, going to the Giants would be kind of like going to a hotel breakfast over IHOP. You know, sure, from time to time, the little self-made waffles do hit the spot. But, I mean, if you want to add chocolate chips to that sucker, forget about it. IHOP has the star factor that hotel breakfasts will never have, even the ones with an omelet station. So now the question is, can the Cowboys make an actual run? Not just we're good in the regular season, but an actual run into the postseason, maybe to, I don't know, the Super Bowl? Patrick Cassett, what do you think?
This team's got run potential. I think Mike McCarthy has to make the conference championship game if he wants to keep his job. You look around the NFC, you go, who do we got? We got the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, division foe. We see them. Some may call them frauds. We're not going to go there right now. You look around, you go, we got the Minnesota Vikings. Well, the Cowboys just demolished the Vikings. And then I look around to the NFC South and I go, well, Tom Brady, they're not doing great. Maybe. Yeah, the Cowboys can make a run, Josh.
I mean, listen, when you're making plays like this, one-handed catch, are you kidding me?
CeeDee Lamb's good.
CeeDee Lamb's really good. Yeah, you could make a run, and I think whether they add Odell or not, listen, if you have Odell, I mean, this is a different conversation.
Are we sure Odell's going to be good after the ACL? Like, are we sure? Let's
Patrick,
slow
we're
down.
not having this conversation. We're not being the old white talking heads. Odell's, yes, he's going to be good. He's Odell Beckham Jr., okay? And it's true. It's true. He is. And,
right, because every Cowboys free agent is always a boom.
Well, I mean, fair point. But no, listen, I think the Cowboys have legitimate, ability to make a run. Now, some people are saying maybe the Cowboys shouldn't sign Odell and they should have just, kept Amari Cooper, who
Wrong.
Still in his prime. Why is that wrong?
Because you got too much money off the books. You got guys you're going to have to pay. Look at Micah Parsons. That guy's
Micah Parsons a dog.
Superstar.
That guy's so good.
Superstar.
He's so good.
Yeah, he is. So they made the right decision. Is Amari Cooper doing great in Cleveland? You ever hear his name? I don't.
Well, no, he doesn't really have a quarterback thrown to him. But yes, a fair point. I think the Cowboys can do something here. And, with last night's win over the Giants, they really, the division is very much in grasp for the Cowboys. And, the Eagles have shown that they're beatable. And I think the Cowboys are peaking at just the right spot. And it does, listen, it sucks for the Giants because the Giants had every opportunity to show up and show out. And there was moments in the game where I was like, man, I think the Giants could win this. They were leading. I thought they could run away. They could not. And so now the Giants, big question mark there. Like, what's going to happen with the Giants moving forward? Are they just going to revert back to the same old Giants? Is Daniel Jones the guy? Are they wasting Saquon Barkley? Those are the overreaction.
They've wasted Saquon Barkley.
Listen, you have Saquon Barkley, who's right now, I think, is the best running back.
Top tier.
In football. You have a lead. You're telling me you can't just run the ball and finish this game, control the clock, control the game?
But Josh, that would make too much sense.
Maybe. Brian Dable, game one, everyone's calling him the guy because he shows up and makes ballsy call, and I don't know. I don't know if he's the answer for New York, but Cowboys should feel very good about where they are right now. And as much as I love to hate on the Cowboys, I will admit, when the Cowboys are good. And the game, sure, Giants backdoor cover definitely helped the parlay.
Awesome. That's great.
That's the only reason that game seemed closer than it actually was. That game, towards the end, it wasn't close.
It wasn't. And I thought the Cowboys were done after week one. They lose to the Buccaneers. No, they've responded. Cooper Rush propelled them. Cooper Rush deserves 2 rings.
Listen, another team that we thought was done at the beginning of the season, Detroit Lions. Then they go on. They win 3 straight.
3 straight because of Dan Campbell.
And then the next thing you know, you got a guy named Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen crushing the hopes and dreams of the Detroit Lions again on Thanksgiving. Detroit has not had anything to be thankful for in a long time. I mean,
Barry Sanders.
23 seconds left. It's too much time for Josh Allen? What world are we living in? Ridiculous. And, I mean, complete collapse by the Lions. All you have to do is not let Stephon Diggs be wide open. Who did you think Josh Allen was going to throw the ball to? Who do you think he was going to target in this situation? There's only one guy in Josh Allen's brain, Stephon Diggs, and he was wide open if you see the play.
Just wide open.
And so, obviously, Bills fans have a lot to be excited about. Lions fans should be a little bit upset because Dan Campbell.
Are we firing Dan Campbell, Josh?
That's the storyline this morning. Dan Campbell elects to run a play before the 2-minute warning. Clock management has been something that people are saying he's struggled with.
He's a tough guy, though.
He's a tough guy. And they let the difference of this game is letting that clock go down to 2 and then running a play and scoring. And then
just
the 22 seconds, 23 seconds, or whatever it was that Josh Allen he doesn't have. Game's over. Detroit Lions win a football game on Thanksgiving. Everyone's going crazy.
The city of Detroit is buzzing because they're only a game back from the wild card.
Only a game back from the wild card. And so no, that's not the conversation this morning. And people are calling for Dan Campbell's job. And listen, hey man, we're gonna win some football games. We're gonna do real good here. We're gonna run through a wall, and we're gonna run through the wall after that. I mean, that only goes so far. Thank you. That only goes so far when you lose football games that you should have won. Because yes, they won 3 in a row.
3 out of 4 now.
But when you lose a game that you should have won, I mean, you still should have won it. So it should have been 4 in a row. Lions fans should have a lot to,
I like that, Josh. When you lose a game that you should have won, you still should have won it. I like that.
Thank you. That's a great quote. Put it on the ticker. But the Bills, obviously, got to be thrilled that, you have a team that needs to score a touchdown or needs to get in field goal range in, 23 seconds, that you can do that. And they should feel very good about that. But I think there should also be a little bit of underlying concern for the Bills. And some people are going to say I'm crazy.
Are we opening up a conversation here?
I think we have to. Josh Allen is reckless, man, and we love him for that. We, as somebody who could care less about the future and sustainability of the Bills franchise, it is awesome to watch that dude run because that dude doesn't even know how to slide. He doesn't. It's like you're playing Madden and the slide button is just not there. You have no option to. I mean, when he's running, he's they know I'm a fraud, Patrick. Shoulder down. Just, I mean, he's not, he does not care at all.
He's got the elbow. He's got the elbow injury. He does.
But that last play that he ran, where he was trying to get a couple extra yards for Bass to go out, or Base, as some would say, to go out and scored the game winning field goal. I mean, no business. I mean, just throwing your body into somebody who's literally a brick wall.
Yeah, but that's why people love Josh Allen.
It's why people love him, but that's why he's gonna be out of the league in 5 years. He was stumbling coming up, and you already have the elbow injury, which I mean, he missed some throws. He threw a couple really bad throws yesterday.
Did we not just play the Stephon Diggs
yeah,
catch?
but I mean, he had some. If they lose that game, the conversation would have been Josh Allen's making bad throws. Josh Allen's running himself into walls. He wins the game, so that's not going to be conversation.
Yeah, but we're not traditional talking heads.
We're not. It's fair point. And so the Bills Mafia should be a little bit worried that Josh Allen is going to potentially run himself into a brick wall that he can't run through one day. And when that day comes, it's going to be very sad boy hours in Buffalo. Patrick, you have a question.
Yes. What if they win a Super Bowl, Josh? Is it all
Then it
worth
doesn't matter. But until you win a Super Bowl, you haven't won a Super Bowl. Put it on the ticker. Anyway.
Until you win a Super Bowl, you haven't won a Super Bowl. Great.
Yep. Anyway, and so Bills fans, listen, not too much to be concerned about, but you should probably, Bills head coach, name.
Sean McDermott.
McDermott. He did say, hey, would love Josh Allen to slide. It would be.
They keep saying that. They keep saying that.
It would make my day. I mean, it would be the coolest. Which is.
Would it make his day?
Is Josh Allen not coachable? Is he? That people. Yeah, that's a conversation. You could spin zone it. Josh Allen isn't coachable because Sean McDermott says, hey, I want that guy to slide. Any chance?
Does Sean McDermott not trust Josh Allen?
Spin zone doesn't. So that's a conversation for ESPN to have. Not here. Us. That's you guys. Hey, layup. There you go.
Boom. Because it's Friday. Might not be much.
We're writing the storylines for you guys. You're welcome. On the flip side, Patrick, I'm going to show you a play.
Hey, let's watch this play.
And not this play, because this play was as awesome as it was. Not the play I'm going to show. I'm going to show you this play.
Show it.
New England up 23-16 over the Vikings.
By far covering.
Easily. And then next thing you know, things start to collapse. Now, some would say, hey, there's a couple blocks in back on this play. But it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, that was a touchdown. And that was part of a complete collapse by the Patriots. A complete disaster from their special teams unit.
Which it was.
And a complete disaster for the first ever Thanksgiving special Picks and Pancakes parlay. Patrick, I am furious.
I mean, you hit Lions, underdog, boom. Underdog Giants, backdoor cover, +10, boom. You're sitting there, you're up 7. Then this touchdown return happens.
And then everything falls apart.
You're a little nervous. You're like, what's going on? Then they, boom, run into a punter. Special teams keep that drive alive. The Patriots, I thought this was Bill Belichick's bread and butter. I thought the special teams are always the best thing about the Patriots. Well, not last night because it didn't win them a football game. It lost them a football game.
Bill Belichick was a system coach in Tom Brady's system. Okay. I mean, you're telling me that the Patriots could not have that stuff figured out? Listen, short week, whatever. Special teams is where the game's won and lost. What are we doing, Bill?
What kind of... It's 33%.
Do you hate us? Do you hate plus 568 odds? Do you hate dreams? Because that's what it feels like. All you had to do was show up. You were playing against primetime Kirk.
Well, I don't know.
Now, narrative's buried. What are we doing? I had dreams. That whole day, man, it was a roller coaster. I thought it was over with the Cowboys. And then the Giants say, hey, Josh, we got you. We have you. And I felt so supported and loved by the Giants. And all of New York was cheering for me, even though they lost. It was tough. But we go into this game, and I'm feeling optimistic. And I will never feel optimistic again. I'll never feel hoped again. I'll never feel dreams again because the Patriots absolutely crushed it. And if you're the Patriots right now, you have to feel pretty bad about yourselves because they're in the hunt. And
in the hunt. You're in
the
graphic.
And that loss does not, that does not help them at all. And and somebody's getting fired today. Somebody's getting chewed out today. I'm not sure
Bill
who
Belichick
it is.
probably at the podium going, well, we just didn't play as good as we wanted. It's not really.
Everyone's going to be fired.
Yeah, it's really a shame. Yeah, but
it was a complete disaster, and frankly, it was heartbreaking, and now.
But on the other side,
the conversation is, hey, primetime Kirk, put to bed. Kirk Cousins showed up in the primetime. Now some will say...
Not so fast, Josh. Not so fast. Some would say the real primetime game was the 4:30. Spotlight was on the Cowboys. Go to bed early. No one was watching.
Some would say that. And I'm not here to make that argument. All I know is that normal 8:30 slot, Kirk Cousins won a game. Now, some would argue that primetime Kirk, I mean, it's more like primetime Justin Jefferson. When you have a guy who will catch every single ball thrown to him, and like he could be like, I'm ready this. This is open for Justin Jefferson. Not even, completely covered. Completely covered, that's open. And so, when you have a dude like that, yes, you're expected to put up good numbers. Okay? You could throw that ball to Justin Jefferson every single time, and it would be great. And I think he figured that out. And so now he gets to eat the turducken, and the conversation has been put to bed.
I would like to apologize to Kirk Cousins here on behalf of Josh and Pat, the show, Picks and Pancakes.
We counted you out, and we shouldn't have done that. We weren't really familiar with your primetime game.
Well, and what if I told you the real primetime tragedy is Daniel Jones, which is 3-16 in non-1 p.m. starts. Kirk Cousins, you've just been the fault guy the whole time. You've been covering for Daniel Jones. Good for you. It's good to have a backup guy like that because that's how he started his career. So Kirk Cousins, good guy. Decent player.
Yeah. Daniel Jones, that's a horrendous stat. You got to fix that stat because once that starts
Backdoor
leaking
cover
out,
yesterday, though.
Once that stat starts leaking, it's gonna be rough for you, dude. And so I feel bad that we're even bringing this up as a show because if we don't want this out there. We know that once this starts spreading around, it's not going to be good for the brand for you. And we're all for you, Daniel Jones. But it's kind of hard to not talk about it, to excuse it. We wouldn't be doing our job as journalists if we didn't talk about it.
We didn't make the stat up.
But the conversation here is, so Kirk Cousins, we apologize. Daniel Jones is the real fraud here. And Kirk, congratulations on getting a big primetime win. Now, obviously, I would say large part of the fact that you did win was due to Mac Jones not getting the job done when he had to get the job done.
Though.
382 yards, 2 touchdowns, that's great. Doesn't mean anything if you can't make the throws you need to make to win a game. But congratulations to all the Vikings, to the Skull Nation, and Patriots, get your stuff together because you ruined my day yesterday. And Thanksgiving is supposed to be America's birthday, beautiful day for everyone to celebrate.
I thought that was July 4th. Okay.
Arguable. Anyway, so now looking forward to this week, Patrick. We got a crazy good week ahead of us. A lot of good games.
All-time sports
Patriots
week.
blew it. Boom. Game of the week.
Boom.
So here we are. A lot of games to cover. We're going to focus on one. It's the Josh and Pat game of the week. Today, the game of the week is, ready? Boom. Oh, let's get this background.
Ready.
Listen, this is one-man producer show. Boom.
Boom.
Oh, let's get this. Boom. There we go. So game day. We got the Tennessee Titans playing the Bengals. Bengals have gotten hot, but so have the Titans. Both teams taking momentum into this game. the fact that this wasn't pushed to Sunday night, ridiculous. But it is a great game. And Patrick, who do you like here? Why do you like them? And should we expect to see the Bengals put themselves in a position to win the AFC North?
This is a game I look at and I go, this is a game the Titans win. This is a game that the Bengals win.
But only one team could win.
Exactly.
Are you calling for a tie?
No. I wish. A lot of World Cup energy going on. Wouldn't be nice to get a draw.
A lot of draws. A lot of draws.
But I like the Titans here. I think the Titans just kind of have that road kind of energy where they're underdogs. You can't count them out, but they play well. Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry. Ryan Tannehill is Ryan Tannehill. And that's not great, but a lot of times it's good enough. And I think they'll be good enough to get a win. The Bengals have not been bad, but they certainly have not looked like themselves from last year.
I mean, you lose Jamar Chase, which doesn't help the cause. Listen, Bengals almost lost to Steelers last week, and the Steelers are by no means a good football team. Now, granted, divisional match, they know each other so well. Obviously, it's going to be tough.
We don't talk about that on this show, though.
No. But I do think the Bengals have something special here because Joe Burrow is better than Ryan Tannehill. And when I look at two teams, I go, hey, who's playing quarterback for you? And I see Joe Burrow's playing quarterback on that team because when it comes down to it, a minute left, got to score. Who do I trust more? The run-heavy Titans who, with Tannehill? Or do I trust the team that in 2 plays could go down and put themselves in a position to win it?
Without Jamar Chase, though.
Without Jamar Chase, it doesn't matter. People have been showing up for that team. Tyler Boyd, that's a guy on the team, right?
Oh, he's there. He's
there. Yeah,
Hayden Hurst.
Knew it. Hayden Hurst.
Higgins.
Exactly. I hate to say it. I do. I'm all for the Bengals not winning games. But I think the Bengals could get it done here and really mix up the hunt for the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Sure. Why not? Because why not? I think the Chiefs run away with the number 1 seed, but it can happen. I mean, they're only a game or 2 back right now, so certainly it's possible.
Definitely possible. So that's our official picks for the Josh and Pat game of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we're going to move on to another sport and another game. We have the United States playing England in a rematch of 1776
and 1812.
They came back. They were
not happy.
They weren't happy. They wanted to make things right, but guess what?
America prevails.
Kicked their butts twice. And some will say, soccer fans will say, that England's got a better team. That the fact that the United States is even thinking that it's possible for us to win this game is completely disrespectful to soccer or football in general. But to that I say, who doesn't love an underdog story?
That's what Americans are.
That's what America was built on. Okay? We're talking about a nation with a fully functional military, a navy, a king. They had uniforms taking on the Jims and Joes of America. The hard-nosed, blue-collar workers. The dudes who would get up and go to the 1776 equivalent of the steel mill.
Right.
The guys who had a gun over their door because that's what Americans did. And those dudes showed up and they beat the military. Why can't we go up and beat England? Why can't we? Americans, I compel you to not just watch, not just show your support, but believe. Believe
Thank you, Ted Lasso.
that this team is the team. This is the team of destiny. Sure, you draw to Wales, which everyone knows tying is like kissing your sister. Nobody wins.
Bad call.
But that doesn't matter. Flush that game. That was a fluke. I mean, look, do you see this play? I'm going to show you a play.
Let's play it. Let's play that play, Josh.
All ball. What are we even talking about?
Are Wales too soft?
Well, yeah. Listen, why don't you come back to us when you have a country larger than New England? I mean, what are we doing here? Why is this even? Oh, come on. Flop.
Here,
God.
This is what I'm going to say. Plus 600 today, USA to beat England. Hammer the plus 600 because we're an underdog story. This is a golden generation. I'm going Timothy Weah. Goal scorer again today because he's part of the golden generation. This is when soccer is pronounced to the world. Not football, but soccer. USA gets it done against England.
Oh.
And we're back.
Jeez, man. Hey, listen. Thank you for sticking along with us. Listen, the production of this show is something that it's the production, okay?
It's production.
I mean, the fact that this show's even going right now, a miracle. It's miracle. I mean, but yeah, I think the USA can maybe pull up an upset.
Why not us?
Why not us? Why not? You know, surely it has to happen in England. England is not.
Sure, you got Harry Kane. Sure he's cool.
Harry Kane. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. No.
It doesn't matter.
We got Christian Pulisic. Boom.
We all know England's never, lost a game that they're definitely supposed to win before.
Yeah, it's not like it's going to come home or anything.
Yeah. So yeah. Guess what? It has a new home, America, and yeah, it's happening. Anyway, thank you so much for watching
the show, Josh.
The show, Josh and Pat. Every Monday, potentially Friday, 8 a.m. Make sure you guys follow us on all the socials at Picks and Pancakes. And I'm going to see you very shortly for another episode of... Actually, Picks and Pancakes is not going to be out before the next episode of Josh and Pat. I'll see you next time for another episode of Josh and Pat.
What a show.
You guys have a nice day.